At the break of dawn, the hunt for the ocean's most elusive cephalopod begins. Preparation is a dance of precision, where gear failure is not an option.
Unlike traditional fishing, no bait is used. We rely on the octopus's instinct to seek shelter.
Thousands of artificial dens descend hundreds of meters into the cold abyss. On the seafloor, the trap is set, waiting for the silent inhabitants of the deep.
Lured by the promise of a secure home, the octopus seals its own fate.
After days of waiting, the harvest is hauled from the pressure of the deep.
Each pot is a gamble, potentially holding a prize worth hundreds of dollars.
Freshness is measured in seconds, requiring immediate action from the crew.
Only specimens meeting strict weight requirements will move forward to the plant.
Consistency in size ensures even cooking and processing later in the facility.
Rapid chilling preserves the delicate protein structure and prevents spoilage.
In peak season, the deck becomes a high-speed assembly line of raw material.
Sustainability dictates a cycle of constant movement and replenishment.
Secured in cold storage, the catch is protected from the rising sun.
With the holds full, the vessel races back to the shoreside facility.
The transfer of raw material marks the end of the harvest and the beginning of the process.
The raw harvest now enters the industrial realm of the processing plant.
Crossing the threshold, the harvest transitions from the chaos of the sea to the precision of the plant.
Every kilogram is accounted for, ensuring full traceability from vessel to consumer.
Identification is the first step in a rigorous chain of quality control.
Environmental barriers maintain the strict temperature zones required for food safety.
Automation streamlines the flow, reducing human contact and maintaining efficiency.
The cold chain is the pulse of the operation. A single degree can change everything.
Gravity becomes a tool, feeding the raw material into the heart of the system.
Separating the cooling medium prepares the catch for its first stage of refinement. Elevated transit systems maximize floor space and prevent cross-contamination.
In this environment, hygiene is a religion, and the workers are its practitioners.
A primary wash removes sea salt and surface impurities before the first cut is made. Behind the machinery, digital oversight ensures that every second of transit is optimized. The cycle of transport is endless, requiring constant cleaning and reassessment.
Descending into the prep zone, the raw harvest is now ready for human expertise.
Precision starts with the tools of the trade, maintained to the highest standards.
Uniformity in the workspace mirrors the uniformity required in the final product.
The queue never stops, a constant stream of the ocean's bounty entering the line. As the transport phase ends, the raw material enters the facility's specialized interior.
Designed for absolute climate control, the facility stands as a bastion of modern food safety.
Behind this name lies a commitment to quality, that begins before a single door is opened.
Security and traceability extend even to those who manage the machines. The outside world is left behind in the transition to a controlled environment.
Every step is governed by protocols designed to eliminate cross-contamination.
Mechanical precision ensures that no external pathogens enter the processing floor. Personal protective equipment is the first line of defense for both worker and product. Total containment is required. In this plant, the human element must be neutralized.
Sanitation is not a suggestion. It is a timed, mandatory ritual.
Complete dryness is essential before the final layer of protection is applied.
The worker is now a sterile component of the manufacturing system.
A final blast of pure air guarantees the integrity of the high care zone. While workers enter through the front, the facility's lifeblood arrives at the rear. Vast amounts of energy are required to maintain the sub-zero temperatures within. The heart of the plant is its cooling system, fighting a constant battle against the exterior heat. A constant flow of materials ensures the line never starves for resources.
Oversight is constant, bridging the gap between external logistics and internal execution.
With the entry protocol complete, the transformation of the harvest begins in earnest. The cleaning process begins with the gentle separation of the catch from its cooling medium. A primary soak removes surface silt and sea salt collected during the harvest.
Precision hydraulics ensure every suction cup is purged of ocean debris.
Mechanical filtration is the first line of defense against physical contaminants.
Human intuition remains the most sophisticated sensor in the sorting process.
Each specimen is checked for the physical markers of peak freshness.
Uniformity in orientation is essential for the accuracy of downstream automation.
Lasers calculate volume and weight in milliseconds, categorizing the catch with surgical precision.
Automated sorting ensures that only identical sizes move into the processing phase together.
Tumbling removes the natural protective slime, a critical step for texture and hygiene. A final rinse within the drum prepares the exterior for the first stage of transformation. Cleaned and graded, the harvest is now ready to leave the sorting bay. Removing surface moisture is vital for the precision of the upcoming cuts. A dry surface ensures the grip required for the automated gutting systems. Every 1/8th scene of the process is verified by a human eye to ensure machine compliance. The harvest is now split into specialized lines, optimized for maximum throughput. We leave sorting behind, and the true transformation of the product is about to begin. Positioned with millimeter accuracy, the Octopus enters the core of the manufacturing system. Stability is paramount. Once locked, the Octopus becomes a target for robotic surgery. Guided by light, the system prepares for the first internal intervention. The mantle is inverted, revealing the complex internal biology of the cephalopod.
Laser-guided blades ensure the highest yield per specimen with surgical accuracy.
Automated extraction removes the waste instantly, preventing any internal contamination.
Delicate byproducts like ink are harvested by hand for the gourmet culinary market.
The beak is removed in milliseconds, leaving the edible meat perfectly intact.
A localized wash ensures the interior meets the same sterile standards as the exterior.
Human oversight remains the final word on the success of the mechanical gutting.
Reshaped and refined, the octopus is now ready for muscle tenderization.
The core of the texture process is mechanical tenderization, breaking down the tough connective fibers.
Salt and kinetic energy work together to create the desired snap in the final bite. Thermal shocking sets the color and loosens the outer membrane for skinning. The sudden temperature drop locks in the pigments and halts the cooking process.
Precision brushing reveals the flour, the high-value white meat beneath the membrane.
Visual perfection is the hallmark of the core processing stage.
Hydrated and cleaned, the product is now a blank canvas for precision portioning.
We move from preparation to transformation, where the octopus is shaped for the world's finest kitchens.
At the transformation threshold, the anatomy is divided to fulfill different culinary destinies. Every limb is positioned with mechanical intent, preparing for the iconic curl of the cook. Suspended in air, the product begins its journey into the heart of the thermal transformation.
Within the steam chamber, temperature and pressure are balanced to create the perfect texture.
The triple dip is an industrial homage to a culinary tradition, inducing the natural curl.
In the heat, proteins denature and tighten, locking in the snap that defines quality.
Resting in the mist, the meat stabilizes before the final portioning begins.
Flash chilling halts the cooking process at the precise second of peak tenderness.
Returning to the belt, the transformed product is now ready for precision sizing. Uniformity is the goal. Every ring must be an identical replica of the last.
Laser-guided portioning ensures that every package contains the exact ratio of meat to surface area.
Transformation is not just of shape, but of flavor, as the meat is bathed in aromatics.
Under vacuum, the pores of the meat expand, drawing the seasoning into the very core of the product.
Each piece is a testament to the process, glistening with a perfect coat of protection and flavor.
Internal hydration is the secret to a shelf life that doesn't compromise on texture.
Even the air is managed, ensuring the facility remains as clean as the product it creates.
Data is the final ingredient, verifying that every transformation has occurred within safety limits.
The artisanal stage is over. Now, the speed of high-tech automation takes command.
In the realm of high-tech automation, weight is no longer a guess, but a mathematical certainty.
Centrifugal force and vibration work in harmony to distribute the product with absolute balance.
Thousands of calculations per second ensure that every portion is accurate to the milligram. Gravity is directed by code, funneling the harvest into its final vessel.
Robotic precision mimics the human touch, but at a speed no hand could ever match.
Digital eyes see what humans cannot, ensuring the structural integrity of every pack.
Safety is invisible, verified by radiation to guarantee a pure, contaminant-free product. The system is unforgiving. Only perfection is allowed to move toward the consumer.
The flow of packaging must match the flow of the product, a synchronized industrial heartbeat. Permanent and precise, the laser mark provides a digital birth certificate for the batch. Separate streams of production converge, ready for the final preservation stage. The atmosphere is the enemy of freshness. Here, we replace it with life-extending precision. Modified atmosphere packaging halts oxidation, locking the octopus in a state of stasis. Heat and pressure create a fortress, protecting the contents from the outside world. Emerging from the chamber, the product is now shelf-stable and ready for its final journey. The final check is absolute. Consistency is the promise of the brand. The identity of the product is now complete, wrapped in the colors of the company. Automation has done its work. Now, we enter the final line of precision and finishing.
In the finishing hall, the product receives its final layer of commercial identity.
Mechanical precision ensures that every retail sleeve fits with zero tolerance for error. Thermal adhesives create a permanent bond, ensuring the packaging remains intact throughout the cold chain. Uniform pressure is the final step in securing the structural integrity of the retail unit.
Human eyes provide the final filter for aesthetic perfection before the product is grouped. Hey!
Traceability is etched into every unit, connecting the consumer directly to the ocean of origin. A final electronic sweep guarantees that no foreign object has entered during the finishing process.
Individual units are now gathered, transitioning from retail pieces to wholesale bundles.
Wrapped in a protective shroud, the bundle is prepared for thermal tightening.
Heat transforms the film into a second skin, providing stability for the long journey ahead.
Rapid cooling preserves the internal temperature while finalizing the packaging's strength. The outer shell is born, designed to withstand the pressures of global logistics. Robotics manage the heavy lifting, ensuring the product is handled with consistent care. Closing the carton marks the final encapsulation of the product within the facility. The seal is the final barrier, a guarantee of an uncompromised product. Even at the bulk level, precision remains the governing law of the plant. Every carton is now a searchable, trackable entity in the global food network. Finishing is complete, but the product's safety must now be verified in the final crucible of the lab. In the laboratory, the harvest faces its final and most rigorous challenge, the verification of safety.
Representative samples are taken, destined for a battery of chemical and biological tests.
We search for the invisible, ensuring the product is free from any harmful pathogens. Time and controlled heat will reveal the biological integrity of the batch. Science quantifies the snap, measuring tenderness to ensure a consistent culinary experience.
Vibrancy is measured by light, ensuring the aesthetic appeal meets the brand's gold standard.
Chemical balance is the key to shelf life, verified to the second decimal point.
Lin. Human senses provide the final layer of complexity that no machine can yet replicate.
The final proof is in the tasting, a marriage of industrial process and gourmet quality.
At the cellular level, we confirm the success of our chilling and preservation techniques.
Even the water that touches the product is treated as a critical raw material.
Every data point converges into a single decision. The batch is cleared for the world.
We keep a piece of the harvest back, a physical record of our commitment to safety.
The green seal is the final gate, signaling the transition from factory to logistics.
The cycle of hygiene is endless, preparing the line for the next tide of the harvest.
Even our safeguards are tested, ensuring the machines remain as vigilant as the humans.
The paperwork is the product's passport, detailing its journey from the deep to the dock.
With safety verified, the harvest enters the final phase of storage and global dispatch. At the end of the line, individual units are consolidated into the geometry of global trade.
Stability is engineered, creating a rigid block capable of withstanding the rigors of the road.
Reinforcement protects the integrity of the cartons against the pressure of the upcoming wrap. A skin of high-tension polymer locks the load together, sealing out moisture and dust. Identified and ready, the pallet now has a digital destination in the global logistics web. We enter the deep freeze, where the temperature is held at a constant -25 degrees Celsius.
Vertical storage maximizes the efficiency of the climate-controlled environment.
In the digital warehouse, every pallet is a data point, tracked in real time. The order is called. The harvest begins its final journey to the consumer.
The cold chain remains unbroken, as the dock seal maintains the thermal bridge.
Final verification ensures the transport environment is as safe as the factory floor.
Space is optimized, packing the ocean's bounty for maximum transport efficiency. Secured and sealed, the batch is now a traveler on the global stage.
From thousands of pots on the seafloor to thousands of boxes in the cold, the cycle is complete.
Here, the harvest waits, preserved at the peak of perfection.
Bound for international waters, the product carries the standard of industrial excellence.
And this is how modern factories produce octopus from start to finish.
The sea provides, and technology perfects. Subscribe for more real factory breakdowns.